Welcome back to Bulgaria and welcome back to Bedin Vidin in our Football Manager 24 Build a Nation save, where we currently find ourselves in phase 4 of our journey to become the number 1 ranked nation in Europe, having completed phases 1, 2 and 3 on our journey so far. Yes guys, welcome back to Bulgaria and welcome back to our Build the Nation save here on Football Manager 2024. Not too much to talk about since you were last with us. Of course, the Championship group is only short. You only play each team once. We are going to have a quick look back over what's happened since you were last with us in terms of the fixtures. We've also got the cup final in there as well, so obviously we'll find out how we've done. And then we'll take on a live com and wrap up the season. Our first game saw us take on CSK 1948, and unfortunately we did lose 3-2, but we did score 2 goals. Henning, good work down the right hand side, finds a Pashko. And then a late consolation from the penalty spot from Barkok. So really quite a disappointing result there in the grand scheme of things. Not the greatest. We did have efforts. We've had 3 shots on target. CSK 1948 are in second place though in the table. It could have been better. But these are tough games for a team like Bedin. It's the first time we've ever been in the Championship group, so it's kind of to be expected. Next up was Ludogorets, and we got a 1-1 draw with this one. Nimbombe with the only goal for us. So not too bad of a result really, especially against Ludogorets. Yes, they had the better XG. They had a lot more shots than we did in total. They're actually only 4 really, not really a lot. We had a lot more of the ball though. We had 70% possession against the defending champions in Ludogorets, who, I've said it before, they are the best team in Bulgaria without any shadow of a doubt. We've outpassed them. We've kept hold of the ball much better. So we are getting there as a team. And we followed up Ludogorets with Levski Sofia, of course champions from a couple of years ago. Pashko, some good work down the right hand side. Poor goalkeeper, and Palacios is there to knock it in. Before we made it to Syrikos, getting a rare game, good work again. Checks back, finds Nimbombe, and a great finish into the roof of the net. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a collapse after being 2-0 up at half time, and we let Levski Sofia back into it. Ricardinho's goal was outrageous for the equaliser. It was an overhead kick from about 18 yards out. It was unreal. But again, we've played well. Levski probably did deserve a bit more out of the game than we did. But again, we've outpassed the team. We've kept a hold of the ball better than a team who, let's not forget, Levski were champions a couple of years ago as well. They're a very good team. So what we're doing is getting there. We just need the better quality of players now. However, we didn't perform very well in the next game, and we were beaten quite comfortably 3-0 by CSK Sofia. Some poor performances, rotated the squad a little bit because we are extremely tired. You can see that Syrikos played a 6.1, Amanovic played a 6.1, Palacios with a 6, Pashko with a 6, Constantine with a 6.2. We were quite poor in this game, to be honest. And lastly, we have the cup final, and it wasn't meant to be. We were beaten 1-0 by Ludogorets Razgrad. The only goal of the game coming in the 6th minute. Their goalkeeper has had the man of the match performance though. I'm not quite sure why when we've only had 3 shots on target, but we did play reasonably well, and a little bit hard done to lose the final. But it is a step in the right direction. And as I said guys, we are slowly getting there. So after that run of fixtures, guys, we do still find ourselves in 5th position. We've been in quite poor form in the Championship group, but it is to be expected. We've got some big teams in here. The only one that we could really beat is Botev Varaka, which is who we're going to be taking on today. But we are in 5th position, which is absolutely huge for a club like Bedin. And next season, we'll be looking to build on that and break into that top 3 and 4 teams. We're 9 points off 3rd. We're only 5 points behind Levski Sofia, though, which tells you the kind of season that we've had. We're miles away from Ludogorets. They are the champions again. But getting into today's game, the final game of the season before I've got a busy summer trying to improve this squad. And this is the lineup that we are going to go with for today's final game against Botev Varaka. It is going to be Gunnarsson in goal. 32 appearances, 55 conceded. He is a very good goalkeeper, don't get me wrong. We're just not great defensively, and whether that's something in the tactic or the the quality of the players that we've got, really. I suspect it's the quality of the players that we've got. But yeah, expect to see Gunnarsson again next season, unless I can get massive value for him, and then we might not see him. At right back for today is Jarno Lieber, a player who I didn't really favour towards the start of the season, but he has now made 27 appearances for us with a 6.9 average rating. He has actually performed quite well. He's maybe not quite up to the standard that we need for this division. So again, that could be an area that we look to improve next season. At centre-half today, we've got Neverton on loan from Spartak Varna. Again, not really of the standard that we require going forward, but he has done okay with a 6.9 average rating. And alongside him, we have the man on loan from Rennes in Jean-Noël Balossian. He has done exceptionally well for us, the 22-year-old Frenchman. He is a very, very good player. And then at left-back, it's the Macedonian Alexa Amanovic. Again, had a great season for us, a 6.96 average rating across the 29 games that he's played. 7 goals and 3 assists. He's done really, really well, to be honest. Samuel Nabombi as the defensive midfielder, the 19-year-old Belgian on loan from Monaco, is another really good player. Maybe one that I look to bring back next season if I can. He has performed at a 6.96 across the 10 games he's been here. And the advanced playmaker in the centre of the park is the 32-year-old German Brian Henning for today. A 6.9 across the 15 games he's played for us is fairly decent. Obviously, he could be better. We could have a better player in there. But going forward, I'd be quite happy to have Henning in there if nothing becomes available. On the right-hand side is Kirilo Pashko, the 20-year-old now Ukrainian on loan from Dynamo Kyiv. Has had a really good season, to be honest, with 6 goals and 11 assists in 30 appearances, a 7 average rating. He's done really well. The attacking midfielder for today is Francois Celerier, on loan from Monaco, the 18-year-old Frenchman. Again, a very, very good player, one who I possibly might look to bring back next season. He hasn't quite played to his ability yet this season at 6.7 across the 10 games he's played, but you can see the improvements he is making as a player. On the left side of the midfield, the attacking midfield on the left role is going to be Kevin Palacios, the Colombian, 27 years old. 15 goals across 27 games with a 6.97 rating, has played really well for us, and his goals have been vitally important to what we've done this season. And then up top for today, we're going to go with Marwan Opati, the 18-year-old Frenchman, again on loan from Monaco. Is a really good player, just hasn't found his form with us so far this season. It might be something to do with the role that we're trying to play him in as a complete forward when he's more of a poacher. That's really on me, but he's got great physicals, great mentals. He just needs to find the back of the net a bit more. So guys, that is our final lineup of the season, and you may not see some of these players again next season, but let's get into the game against Botev Vraka and hopefully finish the season with a win. So as the players come out for the final time this season, let's hope that we can, as I said, get the decent result here. We're in no danger of Botev overtaking us in the table. We are set in that 5th position now, which is, like I say, going to be Bidin's best ever finished to a domestic league season. It was the first ever cup final as well when I took on Ludogorets in that cup final. So we have changed the fortunes of Bidin since we've been here. And we get our first highlight, unfortunately, is Botev Vraka with the ball. It's Vasilev finding Dishev. Dishev with the ball over the top for Ceballos. Comes back. It's a good tackle on the edge of the area. What? Ref, come on. That was a great challenge. Surely it was a great challenge. It was outside the area anyway. And he's got a yellow card for it. What? What was wrong with that, like? Diego Raposo to take the free kick that shouldn't have been, and it's towards that back post, and they do manage to get the head on the ball. I'd have been quite angry if that had gone in. So we get to half time, guys, with just that one highlight. We are slightly on top again. We're dominating the ball with passes and possession. We're just not really doing anything with it. We are extremely tired as a team, though, and the games at the end of the season, they come thick and fast, and I think it is starting to affect us. Right, finally, we get our foot on the ball for not for very long. It's pinched off us, and Vasilev, Palacios trapping back, but it is the Botev players with the ball. It's Marinov on this right-hand side, finds João Guilherme. I've been allowed to travel a long way, gets the ball into the area, and Ceballos back to Marinov. This is the effort on goal, and there's the goal. Miroslav Marinov gets his 10th of the season, and we find ourselves behind here against Botev Vraka. We've just had an absolute collapse in this championship phase of the season, only picking up 2 points so far from the 4 games, and it looks like being 2 points from 5 games. On the hour mark, though, we're going to make some changes. We are very, very tired. We should. No, I can't bring Palacios off because I don't have a replacement for him. Opati, you're absolutely shocking. You're never playing for this club again. Pashko, Duval can come on there. Celerier, I don't have Barkok on the bench, which is really, really good, isn't it? I thought that one through. Let's put Duval there. Let's take Celerier off from that mid-right position. And we're going to get Sirikos on there. He can play as an attacking midfielder on the right. Let's give him a go on the right wing and see how he gets on. But it would be nice not to lose this game. And this could be our opportunity. Liebherr with a free kick. It's okay, I guess. It hit the roof of the net on its way over. We're not doing anything in this game. Amanovic with the corner, though. Towards an Mbombe at that near post. We've put the ball in the back of the net. It's Bolossian. The linesman's got his flag up, though. Was Bolossian offside from the flick on from the Mbombe? Yeah, no. Yes, he was. He was. Yeah, he was. It's a good defensive line, to be fair, from Botev Varaka. And it's just not meant to be for us today, is it, guys? Liebherr into the final 5 minutes. Mbombe, Liebherr again, just lofts the ball into the box towards the back post, and Palacios. Kostov challenges for the ball, though, and claims it quite comfortably in the end. And he kicks it long, looking to get Varaka away. We do win it, though, but Henning gives the ball away. Duval stepping in, winning it back. Palacios. Back to Bolossian. Palacios again. Has he got anybody ahead of him? Does he need anybody? Checks back. It's a good ball across, but it's cut out by the defender. And they do help it further on. Now this is dangerous on the counter-attack. Ceballos running into a bit of an alley, and he has the effort from there. Bolossian forced him just a little bit too wide. And that's quite disappointing to end the season with. Again, dominated the ball. But possession doesn't win you games, does it? Yeah, that was a poor performance. So guys, we finish in 5th position. Our form in this championship group is played 5, lost 3, drawn 2. It's been quite bad, really. We've got a goal difference of 8. We've got a lot of work to do if we're going to catch up to Ludogorets, which is my plan for the summer. Now, of course, with it being the end of the season, we do need to look at how the Bulgarian teams have got on in Europe. And we'll start off with Ludogorets Razgrad. They were in the Champions League qualifying path where they were knocked out by Djurgardens, which then dropped them into the Europa League playoff, which they got through against Mura. However, in terms of the league phase in the Europa League, they've only picked up 2 wins and a draw across the 8 games that they've played against Rangers and RZ. So that's quite poor from a Ludogorets point of view. In terms of CSK 1948, again into the Europa League, got through the qualifying paths up to the playoff where they were knocked out by Sporting of Portugal, which dropped them into the Conference League group phase, where they've done quite well, to be fair, but then they were knocked out by Levski Sofia, of all people, in the round of 16, which, fair enough, they've been knocked out by a Bulgarian team, but it would have been nice for them both to have got through. So that does lead us on to Levski Sofia, where they have, again, got through into the conference group proper, where you can see that they were in the league phase. They, of course, knocked CSK 1948 out, but they were beaten by Brighton in the quarter-final. They did actually pick up a win against Brighton in that quarter-final, but ultimately not quite enough. And the final team we had in Europe this season was Botev Plovdiv. They did get through the first stage of their qualifying for the Conference League. However, they were beaten by Alanyaspor, so quite poor in terms of Botev's performance there. In terms of the coefficients, though, guys, in terms of what they have done in Europe, we are currently in 19th place. It hasn't changed yet, obviously, till next season. But again, looking at it, they have had another good season with an 11.625. It's better than last season as well, which is going to move them up to 39 at the end of the season. Going into next season, they're going to be on 39 points in total. They're dropping a 3.375 and replacing it with an 11.625, which is fantastic. It's great news as far as Europe are concerned. So we are, without us actually doing anything yet, the Bulgarian teams are doing it all by themselves. They're climbing up those rankings quite drastically. Little bit of good news, guys. The board have given us a little bit more wage budget to play with. We're up to 12k a week now, which is better than what we're at. It's still less than a single player at Ludogorets, but it's definitely something that we can work on, and it will definitely help us bring some more players in. And lastly, guys, we have our end of season review here at Bidin in the 26-27 season. In terms of the signings, Samuel Nabombe is considered to be the best signing of the season. We've also got Barkok in there, Richie Valme, who really didn't feature too much for me in the second half of the season. And we've got Constantine as well in there. Patrick Gunnarsson is actually considered to be the star signing with his 7 rating, despite conceding so many goals for us this season. In terms of the outs, we did bring in a little bit of money this time round, mostly through Musa Diakite, who's gone to Al Riyadh. We've also Juan Pablo Montoya went out to AEL Limassol. So we did bring in some decent money. Oscar Coll as well, Deportivo La Coruña. Hopefully I can do the same again this season and bring some money in for us again. The board expectation this season was to finish in the top 6 places. That was after about halfway through the season where I changed it to that, really, where I could see that we were going to get ourselves up there. It did end up being 5th place, which was those top 6. Next season they want us to finish mid-table, so hopefully we'll be looking to improve that. Our average attendance for this season was 1,430, which is only 9% of capacity, and the joint top scorers were Palacios and Barkok. The moments were to remember, the biggest win was against Ita, a 6-0 win. Match to remember was away to Ardakar Jali. Not quite sure why it's the match to remember. Obviously, it was a while ago now. It was back in July last year. And the goal of the season goes to Constantine. Financially, it's been a very, very good season as far as Bidin are concerned. We're up everywhere, basically. More sponsorship coming in, more broadcast revenue. Corporate and hospitality's up. Prize money's up. That's because of that cup final. And matchday commercial revenue is up as well, which is good because really we need the finances. And the best 11 of the season is considered to be Gunnarsson, Liber, Valme, Neverton, Amanovic, with Nabombe, Constantine, Pashko, Barkok, Palacios, and then Mutabanyoko up top. So the fans' player of the season goes to Eamon Barkok with a 7.3 rating. The young player of the season, Richie Valme. Signing of the season, Gunnarsson. And then goal of the season to Constantine. Palacios does claim the top goal scorer overall with 17 goals, with Pashko with 12 assists. And a couple of those are club records as well, including the goals, the most league goals, most assists, most goals by a player in the match as well, and the most clean sheets at 8. I'm surprised he's actually kept 8 clean sheets with the amount of goals that we've conceded. So guys, that wraps up Season 4. We will be back at the start of Season 5, where hopefully we can start to mount a title challenge. It's going to be difficult with the finances that we've got. Of course it is, but obviously in terms of how the save needs to go, I need to start getting in there and helping out these Bulgarian squads in Europe. We've got a decent bit of money in the bank at the minute, £280,000. I'm assuming that the sponsorship money and prize money and stuff like that's come in. We've got a little bit of wage budget to play with as well. So hopefully I can have a decent pre-season. But I'll be back at the start of Season 5, guys, and we'll find out exactly how we're getting on. Until then, though, I'll see you later.